Hey everybody, this is Dr. J and Professor Spikes coming live from Long Island, New York. And we're broadcasting coast to coast and across the globe. Sorry I gave everyone such short notice on when we were going to go on today, but I didn't know myself till about 15 minutes ago. So,
Exactly.
yeah, so I
Exactly. Just
apologize.
a quick report, just to
So, what are we going to talk about today?
get everybody off the ledge.
Are we going to talk about mushrooms today?
What, the ones that you eat,
No,
or the
no,
ones
no,
that
I
you get
don't
high
know.
off of?
Either way.
That reminds me. We were talking before about those. One of these. We talk about memes about how hallucinogenics might be the next way to go in terms of antidepressant. Another
Right.
one of those stories that we talked about and just never went anywhere with. So since you're talking
Well,
about mushrooms, you got me
it's
thinking about it.
it's still early in with psychedelics, and MNMD got a lot of publicity today because speaking of meme, one of the meme guys shows an interest in it. One of the big meme guys. So this fellow is 20 years old. He made like $1 zillion on Bed Bath and Beyond. He bought it, I don't know at what price, but it went into the 20s. He sold it
Right.
for 20 million profit, something like that. Now
That's right. You can get it.
he's interested in MNMD now.
Right. That
Mind
was one
that.
of those companies that we talked
Yeah,
about.
yeah, it's a psychedelic. We'll look at that one, look at the chart. We'll look at drug, another one that's been exciting. Moved up like three times, maybe 300% today. I don't know. Big move today.
Oh boy. Short covering.
Don't know. I think it's a psychedelic also. I don't know what to
Then
say.
well, maybe I should look at mine. Mine's the
I
comp.
just noticed the activity in it. So I
All
figured
right.
might as well look at the chart. And
Might as
Sava,
well.
of course, maybe just maybe its true value will be recognized sooner as opposed to later. As the shorts are beginning to lose ground in their fight to bring it to cripple Sava. So, despite all that, a member of the board of directors spent how much? You told me the other day,
2 million.
2 million out of his own pocket, right,
Yes.
to invest in it, and he ought to know whether they're crooked.
Well, yeah, no. And this morning, it looked like a lot of people were happy about that news. The
Well,
stock was up like $6.
I mean, come on. I mean, if anybody should know whether they're crooked or not, it should be someone on the board.
Right.
You would think. MA has got the exact number, a little more than 2 million,
Right.
a little more. It's a lot of money. I mean, you don't see insider trades of that magnitude in little companies like this too
Can't
often.
pull that out of my back pocket.
No, and to me, in a company like this, with all kinds of question marks around it, it means a lot more than it would mean if somebody in Amazon, an insider, bought
Yeah.
$2 million.
Spit in the ocean for those guys.
Yeah, so I mean, or even a company that's not been in the news as being potentially crooked with a DOJ investigation and a SEC
Let's
investigation
just remind everybody and drive the price down even lower.
and an FDA investigation, but and an MA investigation.
An MA investigation.
So everybody's investigating.
All right. Well, we're investing while everyone else is investigating.
To me, it's just an opportunity on any dip, to add a little bit. Sandy Robinson sitting on the board of Salesforce.com. Look at
Well,
that.
and if anybody knows how to make money off the market, it's our friend Nancy.
Oh, maybe Nancy is in on Sava.
Oh well.
BBBY goes up, it doubles and then splits without
Taking a
splitting.
shave. That one's taking a shave and a
Every day,
haircut.
it seems like every day it does this. Goes up to double and then back down, and it's a crazy meme stock. The head meme guy got out. Maybe that's bad.
Right, exactly. He was like, "All right, I've made my money here,"
I
and
made
now
my money.
and now they're not. Now they're
I'm
saying,
gonna go. I'm
"Oh
gonna
well,
go.
what
I'm
makes
gonna go.
we're not so fast, buddy? Why you want to leave now?"
I'm gonna go play with MNMD.
Yeah,
Says
exactly.
he, whoever he is, some 20-year-old kid with a lot of money behind him. He's no
I'm
ordinary
sure.
20 year
I'm
old
sure
kid.
he's a catch, ladies.
He's no ordinary 20-year-old kid. All right, so let's see
Well,
what's
Ron
going on.
DeSantis, what a breath of fresh air that guy is.
Yeah, let's see what's happening, right? The market itself didn't get hammered, did it?
No, let me see.
We're up on the S&P. We're up on the Dow. Well, slightly up, basically flat. The
Point
best
eighteen
the
percent,
best
point thirty
mover
three
was the
percent.
best mover was your IWM of the day, up 0.68%.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah,
That's a rave.
yeah. Sava was up to almost 3%. I know it had been up in the high 30s at one point, right?
Yeah, it's up six and change.
Bitcoin bounced one quarter of 1%. Nothing to speak of.
Nothing to write home about. And what's the story with these pot stocks? They're just so anemic now. My Tilray is worth like nothing.
Yeah, Tilray is the pot stocks. I think they're one big sell, but they own pot. Just get rid of it. Yeah, or you just got to wait it out till we get some really good news
Well,
out of the U.S. Whenever that's going to happen, I
what,
don't
what,
know.
what good news are we talking about? That's going to be legalized? It's already legalized.
Yeah, it'll happen eventually.
All right. So
Complete,
this, yeah,
complete.
Mind Med. This is, yeah, like I said, the one I was in was comp, but it's very, very similar.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know Jake liked this one years ago. Years ago, he mentioned this one. So we've come up from 50 cents, 53 pennies. And what did we hit today? $1.33. That's a nice move.
Hmm.
Actually, at the close yesterday it was 75 cents. And you have the 100 probably serving as support now if it gets down there to 80 cents, which I'm sure it very well likely will go to 80 cents and maybe bounce off of that, or maybe close the gap and then start moving up. This is a highly volatile stock, as you could tell from today's action alone.
Hmm.
But you can't psych these things out. It could be up tomorrow and just keep going up. I mean, it's impossible on a stock like this to know what's going to happen the next day, let alone the same day. So does it fill the gap to 75 cents? My guess is yes, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
But then it's very well worth buying, or it might even be worth nibbling above that at the 100 at
Somewhere in
80,
that range.
81 cents.
Okay.
Because you can hold it, you don't have to day trade it like these people are doing. You can hold it looking for a really big move, and you probably make out better in the long run.
Yeah. If you don't plan on dying within the next 15 years.
Well, I don't know about 15 years. It wasn't that long ago that it was $4. So if the market, if biotech starts to catch a bid in general, I think this will be a runner. So this one might be interesting to buy and hold, as opposed to just swing it like the day traders are doing.
Mm.
Drug is an example of getting rich in one day, I think. I think these are New York-based companies. I think they're
You're on the weekly, so you're not really seeing the action as
all
much.
right. I think they're headquartered in New York. Both of these companies. This
Wow.
the
Nice.
daily and the weekly look the same because it's the big green candle happened today. End of the day at up 1.25 at 217. It had been much higher. It had been 475. Could you imagine?
A nice payday if you're in it.
It's continuing on down after hours. But this is another one that, similar to MNMD, that I'm sure there's going to be a lot of volatility going forward. I don't know what the reason for this move was, nor do I really care to know. It's just that the psychedelics are getting a play. It broke out of its channel. I strongly suspect that will be support. So support at about $1.30, something like that. Can it get down and test that level? It certainly can. Can it go? Can it double from there? Certainly can. So this one is just like MNMD, maybe even more volatile off today's candle. You mentioned Tilray. That it's enough to get me to look.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it hit the
So I
100.
mean, if we're dealing with pharmaceuticals, now we got to deal with these other drugs.
Yeah, Tilray bounced off the 100, couldn't get through 450 area. I
Right.
think I think this has been moving in sync with Sundial and CGC
Right.
and all the pot stocks. They've all been very anemic. It's not like you can point to one that's been different. They all look the same. The only good news is over the last 2 weeks, we're in an ascending channel, maybe a little more than 2 weeks. So maybe there's some hope for Tilray. And the other good news is if you want to play it for a swing, it's at the lower end of the channel.
Right.
So if you want to look to get out at about 475, it's playable. Of course, it has to get through
Four
the
75,
100.
75%.
450 is 100.
You know,
Even you can play it even tighter. 450, you're out. 445, you're out. And if it breaks below the trend line, the lower trend line, you're out.
right.
If you're really itching for a gamble, it looks okay. Here's one that I gambled on and looks like I lost. I didn't end my trade, but after hours it's dismal. So I
Oh
should
boy.
have ended my trade.
Mm.
Don't know the reason, but I'll take a look later. Hopefully it doesn't mean much. But if it does mean something, it means I will close my trade probably in the morning. Another little loser. What else?
So there's Sava right there. You might as well look at it.
Sava. 2 interesting days in a row. I mean, it popped
Yeah.
on. It popped on the news of the insider buying, and it continues with its volatility. The good news is it looks like the 100 might be setting up as support here, and the 100 is at what's the 100 at? 212, 20,
20,
24.62, like
yeah.
$25. So we're sitting not far above support. It should be support. Will it close the gap? I don't know. Might.
Hope not.
Yeah, I hope not too, because I'll be they're down to $20. Was I think $20.21. That would be a nasty gap to fill. And
Mm.
like you say, I hope this gap never gets filled. And it made it. I've seen not every gap gets filled. You know that it's
Well,
bullshit.
nature looks to fill every void.
But it's a bullshit saying. Many gaps don't get filled, and hopefully this is one of them. We hope. What
They
else
can
did I
do
say I would look
it's
at?
the cousin.
ARDX. Somebody the other day wanted it. They have a drug in development. I don't know how far along it is. I'm not even sure what it's for. So it's the cardio-renal drugs is what they're working on.
Yeah, they're in a nice uptrend anyway.
Yes,
Well,
very nice uptrend. from 66 cents, or even lower from, yeah, about 64 cents. It hit a high yesterday of $1.16. Looks like it cooled off a little, but I think all Biodrec cooled off a little. Let's take a look at the spiders. Continues to be, well, the thing is, will it be repelled again? It looks like another test of the 200. If it can get through the 200, then we're looking at probably the 61.8 retrace, which was at 434 and change, I believe. So that's what we'd be looking at. Take a look at the weekly. So it's, well, I'm sorry, it's a 50. It's got to get through. Oh, that's on the
That's
weekly.
50 week.
On
Yeah,
the
50
weekly.
week is a
It's
year.
funny that the 50 week coincided pretty much with the 200 day.
Mm.
That's an interesting thing, right in and of itself. Now, 434 and change, like say 435, would be the retrace. 434 and a half, maybe, something like that. I don't want to draw the fib retrace in, I'll just draw the approximate location thereof. That's too high. That's still too high. There we go. Right about there. It might be a good place to turn around, just above the 50-week moving average and just above the 200-day moving average. See this line just above everything? Yeah. So I think that we may actually go through the 200, come up to 4 more points, and then start going down. Right now, you don't want to load up on stocks if you haven't already. Yeah, that would be
Right.
my opinion.
And we say just transfer.
Of course, our opinions are strictly our own and not investment advice, right?
No. Far be it for me to tell you guys what to do.
This is really a very nice uptrend, though, isn't it?
Hmm.
Spiders have been really, really nice.
Last couple of weeks, yeah.
Yeah, really nice. Very nice Zoom channel. It's really not backing off much, very little off the 200. Makes me think it's not going to, it makes me think it's going to go through the 200. The real test is 434 to 435, in my mind. That's the more interesting, that fib number.
Yeah. You want to do IWM for me?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very
Because I want
accommodating.
I want to see if
I'm a
there's any.
very, I'm a very accommodating person.
Indeed. Well, all right. No, it's a very similar story here.
Very similar story to the spiders. It had a more profound move though than the spiders.
Well, it's not
It-
as steep, but it's more sustained.
yeah, from a low of 162 to 202. Very nice. Bigger percentage move. Let's just draw this trend line in. Very nice trend line. Very nice channel.
Yeah. Well, let's hope it stays above that lower line.
Yeah, it's got right. I mean, you got the what's the resistance? Resistance would be the last high that it made, 202 at this point, because, well, the resistance is right where we're at, I guess, the 200 day. But we went through it. That's why I don't consider it that much resistance anymore. We went through it. Went through it for one day, backed
Yeah.
off.
No, that's true.
But I didn't do the fib retrace, so I'm not aware of where it takes us. I could do it quickly, I
Then
guess.
another day.
Another day. All right. Anything else? Any other symbol you want me to look at?
Arc.
RK. RK, right?
Yes.
Kathy,
Then
baby.
I just wanted to see if there's any kind of hope in this guy, but it's
I would rather play the individual stocks rather than play teledoc and be forced to play teledoc and others that I may not love.
Well, I mean, I was hoping she'd be a good picker for that kind of stuff.
Carvana might be one of hers. I don't know. There's a lot of them that I don't love.
It's still, I mean, the news guys are still trashing her. I don't know why.
It's a beautiful little run it's had, though, but probably very similar to the Qs. Probably no better.
Right.
This is the low of 35.65. It
And
made
yeah,
a
again, we're at
high.
that crucial spot. If
Made
we
a high
if
of
we could bounce off
52.
that part of the channel, we'll be in decent shape.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
You
a,
don't
I'm
want.
a
You
little
don't.
I'm a little worried for both of those, IWM and this guy.
I think if this breaks his bottom end of this channel, probably a good idea to sell some.
Yeah, be in trouble.
So that's been it. We covered a lot of ground. Dan
Yes,
is with us. XBI. Let's do XBI, and we'll call
sure,
it a day.
sure, but can't
Yeah, I
expect anything good
mean, we
there
should
either.
do XBI because that explains a lot with respect to bio. Down today on an
Yeah,
otherwise up day.
looking
It,
at it.
it really looks like it flattened out over here. It looks like I don't like this chart at all.
No, looks like it did what these other ones that I'm worried about.
It reminds me of the Amazon chart where it can't get through resistance. And as I remarked the other day with Amazon, if it can't get through, if it keeps trying to get through resistance and keeps
Right, it'll just go
failing,
the other way.
it's
It'll
going to
just
go
give
the
up.
other way. It'll come down to the 50.
Yeah.
And that's a big
Well,
drop.
look, having a little green for tomorrow is a little bit of a good sign.
The 50 is at what? 80, 81. So it looks to me like it's more likely
Is
to
that an
drop.
upside down cup, MA?
It might be more likely to drop than not. On the upside, you want to get through $95. You really want to take this number out, 97.19.
Yeah. Well,
We have basically a double top here, 97.98. And we have this wall of resistance right about 95. XBI doesn't, it looks like a troubled index.
yeah. No, I know it's worrying me.
I'd rather play other things, almost anything.
No, it's just worrying me about that. This is a canary in the coal mine for some of the other indexes we were looking at.
No, I don't think so. This has underperformed all year. It's just continuing to underperform.
Okay.
Even though it's
Go out to God's
underperformed,
ear, my friend.
let me just
Go out to God's ear.
point one thing out. Even though it's underperformed, it's come a long way back.
Well, from the bottom, sure.
It's just that I don't like this recent action, especially today.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it.
All right. Well, everybody be a little cautious, but fingers crossed.
MA says it has a nice rounded something of a cup. Where's the cup?
A cup from April, I guess. Yeah, if you look that
All
far
right.
back. Fine.
I don't see anything that's too exciting on the positive side on this chart. All right, everybody, have a good one. Sayonara, au revoir, arrivederci. See you soon. Bye.